These are facts. And if you say that's not factual, hold me to it, show me, dispute me, write it in a comment, do whatever you need to do. But here it is. Governor of Michigan used to work for George Soros. Who's the governor of Michigan? Think about it. California Governor Gavin Newsom is Nancy Pelosi's nephew. Adam Schiff's sister is married to one of George Soros' sons. Who George Soros? He hates the United States. He wants to turn the United States on its head. He put all of these progressives in office. He votes strictly Democrat. He supports strictly the Democratic Party. And he hates the United States. He said it. He hates us. John Kerry, we know who he is. Forget that guy. His daughter is married to a mullah's son in Iran. Understand the connection that I'm making here. These are all facts. I'm not making this up. ABC News executive producer Ian Cameron is married to Susan Rice, Obama's former national security advisor. You want to see the deep state? You want to see the mafia? You want to see how this all pulls together? You want to understand why certain things have happened in this country over the past several years? Keep listening. CBS president David Rhodes is the brother of Ben Rhodes, Obama's deputy national security advisor for strategic communications. So ABC News and CBS News both have people at the high level that were connected to Obama and the Democratic Party. ABC News correspondent Claire Shipman is married to Jay Carney, who is the former Obama White House press secretary. Look at the connection. Look at the mainstream media. Look at the deep state that we're talking about. This is mafia. This is all about control. ABC News and Univision reporter Matthew Jaffe is married to Katie Hogan, who is Obama's former deputy press secretary. Look at the connection here. Look at how it's all coming together. ABC President Ben Sherwood is the brother of Elizabeth Sherwood, Obama's former special advisor. Who do you think's calling the shots here? You know darn well Biden wasn't calling the shots. You know darn well Kamala Harris isn't calling the shots. Understand, CBS, ABC, all in the pocket of the Democrats and George Soros. CNN, Vice President Virginia Mosley is married to Tom Nides, former Hillary Clinton's deputy secretary. Let's keep going. This is what you call a stacked deck. If you had a hunch the news media was somehow rigged and you couldn't put your finger on it, this might help you solve the puzzle. You might remember James Comey, remember? Head of the FBI, who investigated the Clinton email scandal and the Clinton Foundation and made the final decision to not recommend prosecution by the DOJ. Well, listen to this. It turns out the Clinton Foundation was audited by the law firm DLA Piper. One of the executives there was in charge of the Clinton Foundation audit. Who was it? Peter Comey, James Comey's brother. They don't care about violating the law. They installed all of their people in the right place. We used to do that too in the mob. Put our people in the right place in the union so that we can control them. Get our people close to government officials so we can control them. This is exactly a mafia democracy. This is what I'm talking about. Listen to this. Dominion. Remember Dominion? There was controversy about them. They're the voting machine provider. They serve 40% of the U.S. market. It's in 30 states. The state of Texas rejected the machines, and they did that for a reason. Admiral Peter Neffenger is on Biden's transition team. Neffenger was president of the board of Smartmatic. Watch the succession here. Smartmatic, another voting machine supplier, entered into an agreement with Dominion in 2009. Peter Neffenger, he was on Biden's transition team. He's part of Smartmatic, and now Smartmatic enters into an agreement with Dominion in 2009. Smartmatic counted votes in Venezuela. Smartmatic is connected to the Philippine voter fraud. Remember that whole incident? Voter fraud in the Philippines. Dominion, Smartmatic. Smartmatic is run by Lord Mark Malloch Brown, who works for George Soros. Here we have Soros again, pulling the strings in the background, putting things into place. This is mafia stuff, without a doubt. He and Brown are lifelong friends. George Soros and the guy who operates Smartmatic, Mark Malloch Brown, are lifelong friends. Brown chairs the board of a number of nonprofit board foundations, including the Open Society Foundation. Brown chairs the Center for Global Development. Open Society, of course, is owned by who? George Soros. Look at the connection here. Look at the connection with the media. Look at the connection now with these voting machines where we had controversy. Remember Trump complaining, people complaining in Arizona that the Dominion, there was something wrong there? Who controls this? Listen closely. Smartmatic partnered with DLA Piper Global. Douglas C. Emhoff, who is that? The husband of Kamala Harris, works at DLA Piper Global. So now you got a connection to Kamala Harris with the voting machines. Douglas C. Emhoff, of course, Kamala Harris's husband. Guess who owns Dominion? Blum Capital Partners. Guess who is on the board for the company? Richard Blum. Guess who Richard Blum is? Dianne Feinstein's husband. Do you see how this all ties together to the Democrats, all the progressives? You have people in government in the Democratic Party that were controlling the outcome of Hillary Clinton and other things. And now you have the voting machines, Dominion, that services 40% of the country, is all tied up with the Democrats. And we have controversy about all of these things. Richard Blum is Dianne Feinstein's husband. Nancy Pelosi's husband is also a major investor in the company. Nancy Pelosi. And you must remember the Feinstein, Kavanaugh, Soros connections to understand this next information. Deborah Katz, who was Christine Ford's lawyer, remember? She was the one that made the allegations against Kaufman. Remember that. She worked for George Soros at the Open Society Foundation. Her lawyer, Christine Ford's lawyer, the one that made the whole stink and falsely accused Kavanaugh, okay, her lawyer worked for George Soros. Kamala Harris, listen to this, did not prosecute One West Bank for their fraud when she had the authority to do so, and Soros owned One West Bank. Do you see how this is all tying together? I can go on and on and on. But now you know why a woman who placed seventh, she placed seventh in her own state when running for vice president, is now the vice president and now the Democrats' nominee for president after overthrowing Joe Biden.